Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are finally reviewing the newest addition to the Tarte Shape Tape family. This is their Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. It retails for $27 US and you can find it in 35 different shades. I use the shade Medium Honey in their original formula, so I grabbed Medium Honey for the Ultra Creamy formula. Now, we've all been waiting for this since I feel like a lot of people love the Shape Tape Concealer because it truly is full coverage, like absolute full coverage, long lasting. The only issue with the original formula is that it is extremely matte. It is very matte. And so when they announced that they were coming out with a creamy, like a hydrated version of the Shape Tape, we were excited, right? A lot of us were excited. So I was so excited that as soon as I received this, which was like 30 minutes ago, I ran upstairs, I put a different shirt on, I applied the quickest eye look that I can think of, and here we are. I haven't even done my hair. Now let's go over some of the quick details, shall we? This is supposed to be a replica of the Shape Tape. The only difference is that it has a built-in eye cream, and that's what's going to provide us with the hydration, the moisture throughout the day to prevent our under eye area or anywhere along the face, to prevent it from looking flat, matte, dry, excessively dry, that kind of thing. This is meant for all skin types, but especially if you have dry or mature skin. It's also cruelty-free and vegan. So let's get this out, let's get this going. I'm gonna test it out with and without a corrector. And since this is supposed to be a hydrating formula, I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown corrector for today. So I'm gonna be applying a little bit of my Bobbi Brown corrector. Let me use this tiny little mirror. Look how little that is. I'm gonna be using a little bit of this underneath the right under eye area, and I will skip this underneath the left side. When I first reviewed the Shape Tape, the original Shape Tape, I was blown away by how much coverage it provides even without a corrector underneath. That's truly a concealer that you don't really need a corrector with. The reason why I like to use the original Shape Tape with my Becca corrector especially is because the Becca corrector seems to provide it a nice hydrating layer, and then that way the Shape Tape doesn't look as dry on top of it throughout the day. All right, so the color correcting side is done. Let me apply foundation and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Foundation is on. Let's move on to the concealer. So I'm just doing a couple of dots under each eye. Let's start off on the right side. And I'm blending it out using my Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. All right, so one side done. Especially when you use a corrector, you don't need a lot of concealer. That's what I find, is that I can skip out on wearing so much concealer when I have a corrector underneath. All right, now let's move on to the left side. Blend this one out. All right, so there's the left side. Clearly not providing as much coverage as this side, for obvious reasons. I have a corrector underneath the concealer, which helps it out tremendously, and therefore I don't need as much concealer. So I'm gonna add a little tiny bit more to this left under eye area, just tiny bit. And I'm gonna blend this out, and I'm gonna focus most of this extra product here along the corner, but I'm not taking it all the way up to the under eye area. I feel like if I take it up too high, or when I do, it settles into my fine lines. So like less is always better, especially right by where your fine lines are. And the darkest spots are mostly, I think, down here a little bit further. All right, now, do I set it? I don't know. I think I will, but very lightly. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's kind of settling into my fine line on this side. So let me blend that away and set this concealer very lightly. I also purchased the Shape Tape setting powder, which I've never used before, but since it's a Shape Tape setting powder, I'm assuming it's meant to work alongside the Shape Tape foundation, Shape Tape, concealer. So I'm just gonna take my soft blend brush. This is the number 60 from Sigma Beauty. Dipping that into the powder. Then patting it, which leaves me with a nice light layer. So I'm gonna use this to set the under eye area. All right, so we're good to go. Now let me zoom you guys in so that you can get a better look underneath the eyes after initial application. All right, so here is the under eye area. This side has been color corrected and this side has not. As far as coverage, I think it's pretty similar. What do you guys think? Overall, it looks really good underneath the eyes. All right, so let me finish my makeup and I will be right back. All right, I'm back, makeup is done. Got to go take care of my hair. It is currently 12:21 in the afternoon. I'm going to be wearing it all day long. I'm going to try to keep it on until like 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that, to give it a full day. And of course, I'm going to be coming back and giving you a midday check-in from Natural Lighting. I'm going to see what this concealer is doing, see whether or not it's staying in place and doing what it is supposed to do, which is staying hydrated, staying full coverage, staying without settling in or moving around or just doing crazy things under the eye. So far, I'm really happy with the way that it looks. I'm happy with the coverage. Everything just looks good. So we'll see. I will see you back here in a few hours for my midday check-in. All right, so I'm back for my midday check-in. It is currently 4:08, which means that I've had this on now for almost a full solid 4 hours. Now, one thing that I have noticed as I've gone throughout my day and I've just glanced at myself through different mirrors around the house, I think that this shade, it's the same shade that I use in the original formula, but I think in this creamy formula, it's a little bit lighter. It's not exactly the same as the medium honey shade that I use in the original formula. I think this one's a little bit lighter because I've noticed that the under eye area looks a little bit gray, just a little bit. However, the coverage is still nice and the way that it's wearing is still really good. Look at that. Underneath the eyes, it does not look dry. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look bad at all. So halfway through the day, the formula still looks really good underneath the eyes. It's still performing really well. It's just the shade. That's my only issue as of right now. I'll continue to wear this for about another 4 hours and then call it a night. So I will see you back here at the end of the night for my final thoughts. All right, so I'm back for my final check-in. It is currently 7:54. I'm ending this a little bit earlier than what I was planning on, simply because I want to make sure that I can edit this and get it up for you guys tonight. So let me zoom you guys in one last time so that you can get a better look underneath the eyes after wearing this concealer the entire day. All right, so here is the under eye area. Currently, I feel like I'm getting better coverage over here than I am over here. However, it looks good. It still looks good. I thought that it might move around. It might settle in between fine lines because it does have like the hydration, like the hydrating ingredients in it. But I don't see it. I don't see it moving around. I didn't see it settling. It still looks really good. All right, so there you have it. That is the under eye area after wearing this concealer all day long. I love it. I really, really like this concealer. I love the fact that it does feel a little bit more hydrating than the original formula, and it stayed in place all day. It didn't settle, it didn't separate, it didn't move around. A lot of hydrating concealers tend to do that underneath my eye area, at least. Even though I set them, like they look awful, or they can move around, or when they're set, they look a little bit more dry. I don't feel like this one did that. I don't think that it looks excessively dry. It stayed in place. I'm getting better coverage over here than I am over here, but obviously we wore a corrector underneath this eye, and so I wasn't planning on this outperforming this. However, it doesn't look bad. It's still concealing really well, even though I didn't wear a corrector over here. So overall, I'm really, really happy with this new concealer. Now, the only issue that I had was with the shade. So medium honey in the original formula is not the same as medium honey in the ultra creamy formula. At least it wasn't in my experience. I don't know if that holds true with every single shade, but it is something to think about, something to consider, especially if you're going to be doing your shopping online. So that's the only thing that I was a little disappointed by, but other than that, the formula is so good. It's so good. So that completes today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.